This is West Delaware Wrestling from KMCH Sports. Fox Wrestling brought to you by the KMCH Sports Boosters. Now, let's go Met side. Along with Roger Reed, here's Jamie Vasky.
West Delaware Wrestling is on the air, and the Hawks are in the gym as it's senior night, it's parents' night. We had the light show, and now we are ready for wrestling action as the Hawks will take on Maquoketa, the Cardinals, and the Solon Spartans. Good evening, everybody. Along with my partner, Roger Reed, this is Jamie Vasky. And, Roger, we're getting back into the swing of things, that Thursday-Saturday scheduling that they have as, we're getting blown out of the water here tonight. But we got that Decorah duel out of the way last week, and we're back into Walmart Conference Wrestling. And I tell you what, we talked last week about how I knew you. I'm going to beat you to it. The state championship is 6 weeks away from this Saturday, as the Hawks will be at Bent Community this Saturday with more good competition. But the Hawks have to take care of business here tonight first.
Well, it's all about winning these duels on the eastern side of the Walmart Conference, Jamie. The Hawks I think they've won the east side 3 times in a row, 3 years in a row, maybe 4 years in a row. They'd like to keep that string going. They're going to face an undermanned Maquoketa Cardinal team to start this duel, and Maquoketa's got a lot of, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've got 5 open weights. They've got 9 wrestlers that will take the mat with no JV matches. Their program's a little bit down right now, but then they're going to take on the Solon Spartans. Solon was ranked as one of the top 10 teams to start the year, and they've got a lot of balance. They've got some outstanding individuals. They got a top-ranked wrestler in Lance Evans at weight class 220, and they've got a handful of outstanding wrestlers, above-average wrestlers. So that second duel, Jamie, will be a very, very important duel. And then, of course, all these wins tonight means that you will have a seed above these two teams come the Walmart tournament that first Saturday in February. So that'll be here before you know it. But again, like you said, the Hawks got to take care of business, one match at a time, one duel at a time, and then think about Saturday.
Well, I tell you what, you talk about that seeding, and not only do you have to do it here, we've had some instances already where the Hawks wrestled Independence in a duel at the Battle of Waterloo. Those go towards your seeding, and the Hawks lost that duel. So the Hawks, you've got to come out here and you've got to win these matches that you're supposed to win. The Hawks come in here, they're 12-7 as a dual team on the season, as the Hawks have wrestled in 2 dual tournaments along with their duels during the week. Maquoketa comes in here, they're 2-7 on the season for head coach Daryl Sheppers, and his assistant coaches Kyle Billups and Charlie Hayes. The West Delaware Hawks head coach Jeff Voss, assistant coaches Chris Len, Scott Litter, Pat Phillips, Mitch Payton, Kurt Hatfield, Dale Meyer, and of course the middle school coaches Doug Engel and Kevin Harbaugh. And I tell you what, it's senior night here tonight, and we've had, we got to look at a lot of good seniors that the Hawks will be saying goodbye to here this year. And I tell you what, it's been a good group, and we're gonna catch up with the 12 wrestling seniors here tonight. But we also honored statisticians and senior cheerleaders as well. So it's a great night here for West Delaware athletics here, and all the kids involved in the West Delaware wrestling program.
Yeah, Jamie, you said there's about 6 weeks left really in the season, and to think this is the last home duel for the West Delaware Hawks, it just it goes by so quickly. And, when you're wrestling all these double duels, these triangulars, your rotation comes around about once every 3 years. So you'd like to have at least 50% of your matches here, but sometimes in the rotation of schools that doesn't happen. So the West Delaware Hawks are going to take advantage of hosting these 2 very important duels here in the Seedorf Gymnasium. So they've got a great home crowd tonight. Maquoketa brought a handful of people. Solon brought 2 hands full of people. 2 hands full of people about that. And the Hawks are loaded here. And of course with the light show and senior parents night and all the other neat stuff that goes along with it, the Orange and Black Faithful are out in force tonight.
You and I were talking about when the parents went down for parents' night here. This side of the gym was still full, so a lot of people here tonight. Let's go through the projected lineups, or what they have here on the sheets in front of us for tonight's duel, as the Hawks will take on Maquoketa to start this thing off. We'll start at 195 pounds. Scott Taylor, it shows he will get a forfeit at 195. At 220, Will Wanger will take on Jack Tubbs, a freshman from Maquoketa. At heavyweight, it's going to be Richard Heveron. He's back after last week. He was visiting his father out east, so he's back in the lineup tonight as he will take on Ethan Manning, a freshman from Maquoketa. At 106 pounds, it'll be Austin Howell, the freshman from West Delaware, will take on Luke Davison, a freshman from Maquoketa. At 113 pounds, probably one of Maquoketa's better wrestlers here is Bo Bowman, and he's actually the son of head football coach from Maquoketa, Kevin Bowman. He will take on Patrick Woods, defending state champ, top-ranked 113-pounder in Class 2A. 120 pounds, we see Owen Ward, the sophomore from West Delaware. He will be receiving a forfeit in the Maquoketa duel as no one that weight class is open. At 126 pounds, Sam Phillips from West Delaware. He's a senior wrestling in his last home duel here for the Hawks. He will take on Dallas Durkup, a senior from Maquoketa. 132 pounds, Connor Wickman will receive a forfeit in this first duel as Maquoketa has an open weight. 138 pounds, Bo Vasky, Lammers, the junior from West Delaware. As he will take on Justin Zymet, a junior from Maquoketa. At 182 pounds, have Coy Russell, the sophomore for the Hawks, and he will receive a forfeit in this first duel. So, Roger, like you said, a short-manned Maquoketa Cardinal team, but I tell you what, the Hawks, this could be good for the Hawks that get to wrestle here in this first duel. Kind of get yourself ready for that big duel against Solon to close the night off.
Well, you're exactly right, and Jamie, there will be 4. Maquoketa's only got 9 kids in their lineup, but they've got 4 really above-average kids in Bowman, Durkop, Cloft, and Mayberry. And, we've got about 4 featured matches there with the West Delaware Hawks. So, there's going to be some interesting matches here as we go through. And, again, you can't afford to lose. You can't afford to drop a match here in this duel because that'll come back to haunt you in the WAMAC tournament, some other tournaments that are going to be taking place. So the dual meet might not be in question, but you're after those individual matches in this first duel.
And it looks like at 152 we're going to see Riley Ryan out there for the Hawks at 152. So we'll take a quick break and get you right back for WAMAC Conference Wrestling as you're listening to it right here on Mix 94.7 KMCH.
3 seconds, so he and Will Winger's got something going there, trying to record the fastest fall tonight, and right now they are tied at 23 seconds apiece. So the Hawks are now up after 3 matches, 18-0, and we're going to go to 106, where Austin Howell, the freshman from West Delaware, will take on another freshman, Luke Davison, for Maquoketa. This is going to be important for Howell to start off. Jamie, the second half of the season, he had a fairly rough start to the first half of his first year of varsity wrestling. He's going to come out now and really show some improvement and really get after people.
Yeah, he is. And, he had the Christmas break to really work on his technique and work on some things. So it'll be good to see what he can do this second half of the season with more experience.
Well, he certainly got some good workout partners in the West Delaware wrestling room. So lack of competition is not the problem. It's just the ability to get out there on the mat and put into practice what you do in the room every night. And Austin Howell taking on 2 freshmen going at it, Luke Davison. And Davison's doing a nice job controlling Howell's head. Davison in on a double, nice down block. Austin Howell half Nelson by Davidson again. And I'll tell you what, he was flat on the mat and no place to go. And our referees slapped the mat, so right now it's pin or be pinned. The West Delaware Hawks recording their 1, 2, 3, 4th fall and 2 forfeits. The score right now, Jamie, I have
Connor Wickman.
Connor Wickman picked up a forfeit. Okay, thank you very much. Score right now is 42-6 in favor of the West Delaware Hawks. We talked about that. The dual meet probably not in jeopardy, but we've got some featured matches here that the Hawks need to take care of, and right now they're 2-0.
Yeah, and that just goes back. You may think just because you're wrestling Maquoketa, probably like you said, the dual meet really not in jeopardy, but the Hawks still have to come out here and take care of business.
And that's what Bo Vasky's doing over here with a nice takedown to start. And immediately cuts Kyle Schwenker, the freshman, loose. And Vasky's going to wrestle him on his feet. And Schwenker, tall and lean, 138-pounder. Vasky in, trying to set up that high crotch off that tie. and Schwenker doing a nice job squaring him off here. There's a low single by Vasquez in deep. He's got the left leg of Schwenker up off the mat. Nice back trip, and he picked up a second takedown. Let's see if he cuts him loose again. He's going to cut the freshman loose again and wrestle on his feet. There's a tap and go by Vasquez. He dumps Schwenker to his side and picks up takedown number 3. And let's see, with 1:09 left to go, let's see if he cuts Schwenker loose again, or if he's going to wrestle him on the mat. He's going to wrestle him on the mat right now. Head lever on the right side. Sets up a chicken wing on the right side now. He's going to dump Schwenker to his back. Schwenker is going to his back. Vasquez in tight. 54 seconds left to go. There's a referee slapping the mat in 1:08. Bo Vasquez will win by a fall in 1:08. That'll give the Hawks 6 more. It is now 48-6 in favor of the West Delaware Hawks. Tim Tutton will pick up a 4-foot for West Delaware, so that will make it 54-6. Riley Ryan at 152 will have a match, and it looks like it's going to be the sophomore Jacob Kloft taking on the senior Riley Ryan. And Jamie, we saw Max Ridenauer in street clothes, so we're not sure he's listed as the starter. We're not sure what the skinny is there with Max, but Riley Ryan again stepping up. Riley is Mr. Versatile. He's stepping up from 145 to 152, giving up a little weight here to Jacob Kloft, but he's the next man in.
Yeah, he is, and he's going to come up here and wrestle up a weight and against a bigger opponent. So he's got it. It's going to make a difference here. He's not wrestling at 145. He's wrestling here at 152. So the weight, we'll see if the weight affects him here.
Well, Kloft in on a snatch single, picks up the right knee of Riley Ryan and sits him to his backside and scores a takedown. And now he's sitting over that right leg with an inside wrist. And we're going to go off the mat and go back to the center. So the Hawks up 54-6 in this pin-a-thon, 4-foot-a-thon, taking advantage. And the Maquoketa Cardinals are going to try to send them home early.
Well, they lost the first duel at 51-27 against Solon. So the Hawks trying to give them their second loss of the night as the first period's over here. Another senior on the mat here, Mason Steffen, with a fall in that match there at 145 as he'll wrestle over there on the JV mat. So nice job there by Mason going out on senior night with a fall. Riley Ryan trails 2-0 at the end of the first period.
Well, we've got, Jamie, they've still got period 1. They've got period 1, and I'm not sure that first period was over. I think they've got first period with 1 minute left in it. So, going to get it squared away here. We're going to get a restart now with Kloft up on top with the tight waist with the right head lever on the left side. He's got that left wrist of Riley Ryan tied up. And he's got that head right in the back tricep of Ryan. And I'll tell you what, that is a lot of pressure on that left arm of the senior from West Delaware. He's working now bar arm with that left arm and trying to get a half Nelson. Kloft tries to throw an outside cradle in on Riley Ryan as he steps up. Ryan's going to split the hands and score a 1-point escape. It's now 2-1. And we'll see if the senior from West Delaware can get going here. There's a high crotch a little bit too far away. Nice down block by Kloft, and Kloft is going to pick up his second takedown and go up now 4-1. He'll go up now 4-1 with 10 seconds left to go. That was a good shot by Riley, Jamie, but he was just a little bit too far away.
Yeah, it was. And, Kloft, we talked about him coming into this dual meet here tonight. He comes in with an 11-4 record in the varsity, and Riley Ryan, I tell you what, he's filled in a few matches here this season at the Battle of Waterloo, the Cedar Rapids Extravaganza. He's 1-5 on JV, or on varsity, but I tell you what, he's wrestled some tough matches and some tough opponents in those 6 matches.
He certainly has, and every team needs wrestlers like Riley Ryan. They fill in where they're needed. They work hard. They battle. And that's exactly what Riley Ryan's doing right now. Team needs somebody at 152. He's stepping up to the challenge and making the best of it. There's an escape by Kloft as he splits the hands of Ryan. Ryan deferred over to Kloft. Kloft chose down and scored a 1-point escape. So it's now 5-1 in our match score. Our dual meet score is 54-6, with the West Delaware Hawks making short work of the Maquoketa Cardinals. We started at 195 with Scott Taylor receiving a 4-foot. and this match is going by pretty quickly. We started about 25 minutes ago, and we've got we've got 3 matches left. Actually, 2 matches. Lammers will have a match at 170, and then Corey Russell will receive a forfeit at 182. So, Jamie, we've got 2 matches left after the conclusion of this one. So, very, very quick.
Quick night. It will be, and I tell you what, in some of those matches, the Hawks, I believe the Hawks probably favored in those last matches with Voss and Lammers coming up. So, the Hawks would like to put this and, get Riley Ryan back into this match here, get a win from him, and go into those last 2 matches and pick up a couple wins.
No, that was a very, very nice takedown by Riley Ryan. He got in deep on the shot, and he finished it finally. And that's what you got to do. That's what you work on. Even when you're giving up 8 or 9 pounds, there's a deep shot by Clough, double freight train, double by Clough. He posted the arms of Riley Ryan as he reached for the head, got in deep, and then drove Ryan over across his hips, picked up the 2 on the takedown. So that Clough will score 3 takedowns there. He takes an 8-3 lead now with 9 seconds left to go in the second period, and it's going to be Riley Ryan's choice in the third period as he deferred in the first period. So, after the first period, so we'll see what his choice is. I think he's got to go back down. Coach Voss says go up, and I think he's going to go down. That's a good choice. Get the escape and then go back to work on your feet. See if you can come up with an escape and a fireman's carry, an escape for 1, and then maybe a fireman's carry for 4 or 5 points, and see if you can tie this thing up or even take the lead. Scores 1 and gets 5. He'll be up 9-8. So we're going to get a caution on Clough for trying to chop the arm of Riley Ryan too quickly. So again, if you're just joining us, we're to WAMAC action.
Oh.
And
keep your head
tell
up.
you what, it's going to get. That was close right there.
I tell you what, Riley Ryan came up and kind of had his head down near his knee, and that screams cradle for the top guy. So he's got to keep working up and keep that head up and get out of there.
Yeah, he did a nice job feeling that. He got his head up just before Clough could lock it up, but that would have been disastrous for Ryan. Clough again working that left arm. He's got that left arm across the back of Riley Ryan, trying to set up a farmer. He's going to try to thread the needle under the right arm of Ryan, but Ryan's doing a nice job. Riley Ryan doing a nice job posting that arm. And here comes a bar arm again by Clough. He's got that left arm flat across the back of Riley Ryan. Now he's going to try to lift it up and take Ryan over to his back. Now half Nelson. He slips over to the right side, tries to slap a half Nelson in on Riley Ryan, and Riley does a nice job looking away, turning away from the half, peeling the half off. And Jacob Clough lost the bar and he lost the half all at the same time. So good series of defensive moves by the senior from West Delaware underneath, but he's down by 5. And here's a point where you got to get moving. There's a stack by Clough, and Clough's going to pick up 1,001.5 count. Not enough to get the 2 tilt, the 2 points on the tilt. 36 seconds left to go. Again, Clough doing a nice job controlling the hips. And again, we've talked about when you're underneath, if you can't get your hips free, Jamie, you're going to have a hard time escaping.
Yeah, you really are. And Clough doing a good job right now. As you see, he's got that right. He's off to the right side. He's got the ankle hook, the bar arm across the back of Riley Ryan, and he's keeping pressure on the hips and keeping his pressure forward, which is making it very difficult on Riley Ryan right now. That pressure, it just feels like a cement truck on top of you when someone has good pressure forward throughout the whole period, and that's going to end our match 8-3. So nice job by Riley. He came out, and, we talked about perhaps that jumping up a weight class was could bother him, and he just could see that Clough was bigger there.
All right, we've got a featured match right here, Jamie. I'm telling you what, you're looking at a very physical Jake Voss. If you look at Logan Mayberry, he's a junior. I'm telling you what, he is so deceptive. He is not physically looking at all. He was very thin, very slight build for a 160-pounder, but I'm telling you what, he is wiry. He's got a lot of leverage. He's got a grip of steel. And I'll tell you what, if he locks that cradle up and gets the legs in on you, you are in trouble. Jake Voss in on a double leg takedown. He's going to try to dump Mayberry to his back. Mayberry comes out of it. They've got a scramble position right now. Voss up on top. He's got his hips on top of the back of Logan Mayberry, hanging on to that right ankle. We're going to get a stalemate right there as Mayberry came out of that double shot into a scramble position, and we're going to get a stalemate as nobody was improving their position. There's Voss trying to come in on an ankle pick on Mayberry, and Mayberry fighting that off. Once again, I like what Jake Voss is doing, Jamie. He's getting after that low level.
Yeah, and right now, and that's what makes Jake Voss, he's so versatile, because he can go upper body like he's kind of going to do here, and he can attack that low level as he's got a cradle locked up. Just far ankle pick or cross knee pick there by Voss, and he picks up a 2-point takedown. Two-point reversal.
And now
near fall, excuse me, and there's another 2-point near fall by Voss.
And he's doing a great job. Jake Voss is tough on top. If he can get that first takedown, I'm telling you what, there's nobody that rides tougher than Jake Voss. He likes that ball and chain. He's got the left arm of Mayberry trapped up. Now he's going to walk the head. He's going to step around the head. He's got a half Nelson with his leg. He's got Mayberry on his back. Now let's go of the leg, and he's going to go around the head. He's got a half Nelson in on Mayberry, and he's going to crank Mayberry to his back. He picked up 3. He'd like to get the fall and end this thing right here. This is our third feature match. There's a deep. He sinks that half Nelson in deep right now. And let's see if he can get the fall here as he's cranking the head of Mayberry. Mayberry's rocking back and forth to try to get out of it. Voss in great position. He's got to tee out. He's on the legs of Mayberry. Now he's going to get off the legs of Mayberry. 13 seconds left to go. Voss is going to try to get his chest up on top and record the fall. There's the fall right there in 152. Voss wins by a fall in 152. Actually, 153.6 seconds. Jake Voss with the fall. That was a feature match. Logan Mayberry, ladies and gentlemen, was 14-2. That's no slouch out there, but you can certainly see, Jamie, the schedule that the Hawks have wrestled before Christmas right now is paying dividends in this dual meet.
Well, it certainly is, and you see that every year. They wrestle that tough schedule early in the season for that reason. It just makes you that much better in the postseason and the second half of the season. So that's what the Hawks are working on here. We're going to head to our last match here with Brent Lammers, and then we'll send the Maquoketa Cardinals on their way and get you set for the West Delaware Solon duel as Brent Lammers quickly out with a takedown 20 seconds into this first period, and he leads it 2-0.
And that was a sweet double by Brent Lammers. That looked like that football tackle from that linebacker position. Got in there deep, kept his feet driving. Again, that's the key. And I tell you what, very powerful hips, very quick feet as Brent Lammers. He got in on that double. I'm telling you what, Zymet has no place to go but down. Zymet to his feet now. There's a nice lift and return by Brent Lammers. And Zymet, the junior from Maquoketa, finds himself on the edge of the mat, so we're going to have to go back to the center. Again, our dual meet score now is 60-9 in favor of the host West Delaware Hawks. They've taken advantage of forfeits, and they've done a great job pinning people, and that's what it's all about. Nice stand up by Zymet. I'm telling you what, this Zymet's very quick, gets that inside leg up, comes right to his feet, and Lammers, I'm surprised he hasn't let him go
as quickly as he got that takedown in that first period. But, I think this is an opportunity for the Hawks to really work on their offense here on top and, some things that they need to work on. And I think that's what Lammers is doing here. He's trying to switch positions, move side to side, and try to just do what he can to get Zymet over.
Did a nice job right there with a tight waist with the right and a chop with the left. Had Zymet belly down, and Zymet, very powerful, comes right back up to short sit position now. Lammers doing a nice job staying behind the arms and sit out, turning by Zymet, and once again they're off the edge. 35 seconds left to go, first period. So we started this dual meet about 34 minutes ago, so this is our last match of this first duel. The Hawks will improve to 13-7. Question is now what the final score will be. Corey Russell at 182 will receive a forfeit, so that'll give the Hawks 6 more here. So we'll see if Brent Lammers can get the job done and keep it all 6s for West Delaware. That would be very nice opportunity for the sophomore from West Delaware. Ranked number 10 in the state at weight class 170. I think that's junior. I think that's a little low, Jamie. Brent Lammers is 14-1, and he's beat some tough people.
Well, look what he did in one night. You know, he went down to DeWitt Central, and he beat Drew Schrader from DeWitt Central, and beat Trey Ryan from
returning
Mount
state
Vernon.
runner-up.
Yeah, so
knocked him off and still stayed at number 10. Go figure.
I don't even remember who it was that Lammers, his one loss. I know it was
early in the season.
And it's not like I don't think he lost to a slouch. I think, you know, that even the match he lost was against a good kid, and Abernathy from Waverly Shell Rock was his only loss. So, and I think Corey Abernathy's ranked number 1.
I think you're exactly right. There's a nice takedown by Lammers. Zimet shoots too far away, and there's a nice snap and spin by Lammers as he gets the corner cut. Got a 2-point tilt. Now he's got Zimet on his back. He's got a butcher. He's got Zimet in trouble. Let's see if he can finish it here. He's going to pick up 2 on the near fall. Now he comes out with a wing. Zimet tried to roll through out of that butcher, and Lammers snatched the chicken wing on the left side. He's got Zimet going back to his back in that chicken wing with 1:13 left to go. Plenty of time. We're waiting for that official to slap the mat. Lammers needs to get his inside hip down, his right hip down, and look away from that. Might have heard Coach Voss there say pin him. They want to get this thing over and get on to that next duel. Lammers doing a nice job. He's got to get that inside hip down, Jamie, as Zimet is still able to bridge out of that. Now Lammers sits that inside hip down. He's got that inside hip down.
I think he lost the one arm.
He's got a double, and he's going to have to pick up 3 there as Zimet rolls through. It's going to be 10-0 now. Lammers working on a major decision with 36 seconds left to go, and he's smelling pin right now. He'd like to throw Zimet right back to his back and finish this thing up early. Inside wrist now by Lammers. He's going to roll that inside wrist out to a bar, and Zimet backing over that wrist. Lammers having a difficult time pulling that out. 17 seconds left to go. Short sit now by Zimet. Cradle by Lammers, locked up a cradle on that. Nice job. Let's see if he can turn that into some back points. Just a far side cradle by Lammers. He's got it locked up. Zimet trying to get that inside arm out, so I think he just better squeeze right here. And as the buzzer
really
sounds.
Not doing a lot that period. You know, he just basing out and fighting off everything Lammers has been trying. So, you know, they're going to go back to their feet here, so Lammers has to go take down, and, you know, he still wants that pin here.
Now we're looking at conditioning. Look how fresh Brent Lammers looks, Jamie. His skin is still pale, and Zimet is beat red right now.
And that's
There's a snap and spin by
here.
Lammers. Drive cradle. There's the fall. There's the fall in 4:09. 4:09 is the time for the fall by Brett Lammers. That's going to give the Hawks 6 more. It's going to be 66.
And Russell's going to get a forfeit. That's going to make it 72-9, our final score of this dual meet. We will take a break and come back and wrap this thing up, get our final stats together, and get you on your way and get you ready for that Solon duel between the Hawks and the Solon Spartans. You're listening to West Delaware Wrestling from KMCH Sports.